Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Digital Embellishment Show. I'm so happy to have one of my favorite guests back on, a good friend of mine, somebody who really believes in the power of digital embellishments and doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. The VP of Sales at NAPCO USA, Joe Deboy. Joe, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Kevin. I really appreciate you having me on again. This is
Awesome.
awesome.
Awesome. Well, listen, I always have a great conversation with you, and I do learn something every time that we do talk. So those of us who know NAPCO USA, the company that you worked with, um, I mean, I think one of the greatest things that I've seen from you guys is that you're really innovating around the digital packaging segment, which is kind of like a nascent industry. Tell us kind of more about what you guys are doing in that digital packaging area and some of the toys that you're like playing with to be able to open up that market because I think it's
Yeah.
really unique.
Yeah. Well, we started in it, I'm guessing 5 or 6 years ago, with the purchase of the digital printing and digital embellishment equipment. And through the years, we've hit some walls and learned a few things and gained some valuable knowledge on what not to do and what paths and what strategies we should be shooting for. Um, we started a short run program couple years ago, and again hit some walls. We had to figure out where were our pain points, what solutions could we look into to help our customers, bring more of them on board, get them excited about what we got. We found that in the folding carton world, although you have digital print and digital embellishment, you still had to cut that box. You still had to fold and glue that box, and there really
And you
wasn't
have to
any.
print that box.
Right. Besides printing it, right. Besides the digital print and digital embellishment,
Right.
we got to cut it. There's a couple of processes with folding carton
Right.
that we have to complete, and they can be a little expensive. Right? If you're ordering a steel ruled die for a box, and sometimes the die costs more than the product that's going inside,
Yeah.
because you might be doing 500 boxes or 1,000 boxes, whatever it might be. So we had to figure something out, and we just bought a new high speed laser cutter. It eliminates that steel will die. It eliminates the cost of that, eliminates it, and it's quicker turn times, and just it's really been a game changer for us. So not only is digital print and digital embellishment been a part of our growth, now the digital laser cutting and the digital cutting is just one more piece of equipment we've added to entice our customers and to keep our customers on board.
Yeah, you have the trifecta. I mean, you
Yeah,
have digital printing, digital embellishment, and digital finishing, if I'm not mistaken, all in the B2 format.
that's correct. That's correct. It's great. It's been a game changer. Eliminating those die costs, the steel rule dies. I mean, not just the foil stamping dies and the plates for the spot UV we're saving, but no tooling on the cutting, which is fantastic.
Unbelievable. So a lot of people. First off, a question for you, my friend, is what's the market for short run embellish or short run packaging? Is it something that is growing? Is it something that is hard to get off the ground? Is it something that, there's a specific market that's going gangbusters? Like I know, there's certain markets that are really pushing hard on this side of the market. Like, what are you seeing out there from a market opportunity standpoint? Just curious.
Yeah, the short run, small volume, it's absolutely a big part. But getting them to add the embellishment is what's really holding them back, because they got a dollar product going into a 75-cent box. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So we're trying to find some cost savings and some cost saving initiatives to pass along, making some investments in our workflow and the equipment that we have to get things going. A lot of you mentioned the industries, the cannabis industry is, is probably one of the tops when it comes to embellished folding carton. The health and beauty is another one. These startups, these makeup companies, new product launches, um, just trying to get their foot off the ground, trying to get that shelf shout, competing with those other guys on that shelf
Yeah.
is tough without embellishment. You have to have it, or you're going to get left behind. So we like I said, we run into some walls, We've knocked some down. We're still beating on a couple, but we're getting there. The fully automated digital workflow, that's what we're shooting for. The final pieces of this puzzle would probably be a digital folder gluer,
Right.
right? Something that folder gluer takes 5, 10 minutes to set up. We already know how quick the digital print make readies are, the digital embellishment make readies are. Now the digital laser cutter, traditional laser steel wool die setups can take 2 to 5 hours. Our make readies are now 10 minutes, and there's no steel wool die. So you're saving a lot. You're saving not just on sustainability, right? You have to get that steel wool die made. You don't have to ship it. It's right done right there. And our laser die cutting system has what they call a dart model on it, which puts the crease lines in. So it's an emulsion that emulsifies and shoots out onto a cylinder and creates the score rules. Yeah, it's really cool to watch too. Really great machine.
So I know you're dealing with some really cool companies and some really cool brands. Talk to me when you go see somebody who you haven't worked with in the past and you start talking about digital printing and digital embellishment and digital finishing. How is this registering on their, on their face? Like, do they know what you're talking about? Is it something that's totally new to them? Is it something that they're getting more educated on? Is it something they're totally educated on? Like, tell us, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, where they land typically when you're talking to a new potential customer.
Yeah, great question, Kevin. For some people don't know anything about it. Some people are blown away by it. And some people in the printing industry still don't know about it, right? In the commercial print industry still don't know about digital embellishment. Educating is the best. But I think what's most important is finding out what they're looking for, right? What solution are they looking for? What are their key targets? What are their goals? What do they need? And then you can go in there and show them what the embellishment does. Show them that data. Show them that the science behind it. Show them about perceived value and everything you and I talk about. About the tactile, about touching, about the sensory perception, and all those wonderful, cool things that you and I are just passionate about, and show them the samples and just watch the expressions on their faces. But again, learning about what they're looking for, learning what their goals are is most important.
Well, I think that's any sales, right? That's what was it? We always say that you could always tell a good salesperson by the question they ask, not by the answers that they give, right? So finding out what's important and what they value, I think, is a key thing to it. But so you're saying that it's really across the board regarding the education level, a lot of these print buyers and brands regarding the technology that's available.
Right. And like I said, some people know about it. They're well aware of it and they're using it. Some people can't believe that this is done with no plates and no dies. It's still mind blowing to them. And listen, I still see pieces that are done right today, and I still am overwhelmed with an emotional response. Right? It's like, oh my gosh, how can this be done without hot stamping dies or with
I gotta say,
spot UV plates?
you sent a lot of those boxes my way. My kids love it. Whenever they see like a NAPCO, like, hey, or you remember that video my son made with you with the unboxing, and he absolutely loves all that stuff that you guys have sent. So we were big fans of our friends at NAPCO. But you do bring up a really good point, and this is a tough point to talk about. So just be brutally honest. I know people who love digital embellishment. They love the look and feel. They might be in packaging. And I think one of the big things holding them back from getting into it is that they say, this looks phenomenal, like you just said. I get an emotional response when I look at it. I can't believe this is digital, right? But if I start with a startup energy drink and we're doing 1,000 cartons a week or whatever, and all of a sudden they get bought out or they blow up, and they want to be able to scale that incredible goopy varnish, the foil on top, all mixed in. I can't do 1,000,000 boxes digital. I can't do 500,000 boxes digital. It doesn't necessarily scale because analog technology can't really reproduce what I'm doing on the digital technology from a just a purely like visual standpoint. Agree or disagree, and how do you get around that potential issue?
Yeah, that's a great point. I agree that traditional analog can't match the digital, and vice versa. Sometimes the digital can't match the traditional analog with the sharpness and there's limitations on both. Um, but I guess set expectations early. And I think you and I talked about that before. Set those expectations early with the customer. If this does scale, we might have to transition to analog. Um, but there are, if they're willing to pay for it, there are ways to mimic that. It's very costly, but there are ways to get that same raised UV, raised foil, all those things. But it just adds to the unit pricing of the carton. But there are companies out there that can do really specialty finishing techniques on folding cartons and things like that. But it's going to cost you. It's expensive.
So there's three ways around it, right? Number one, like you said, it's going to cost you. We can do it. We can lock down the machine for X amount of weeks or days or whatever it is. Do you ever have that conversation up front saying, look, guys, we're gonna scale back the sexiness on this design because in case you guys blow up, we want to be able to reproduce this at a next level. Is that something that you do at all? Is that conversation awkward, or do you feel that printers more or less are understanding of what it is that you're trying to say?
I think printers understand. I do think the printers understand. The customers might not understand it. The end customer, they might not understand it. So maybe have some visuals, show them this is digital, this is traditional. If we do scale, this is probably what it's going to look like. Or it doesn't have to be exact replica, but just a representative of what it might be. But no, I don't have those. I try to set expectations early, Kevin, and let them know about scalability. We might have to switch over to traditional analog, but I don't at that moment share what that might look like unless they ask, because they've mostly seen traditional analog foil stamping and
They know what
embossing
it
and
is.
things, right? Yeah.
That's a good
Right.
point. So Joe, I'm kind of curious because you've been really a pioneer in digital packaging, short run packaging. I think you're probably one of the top people in the North America that are able to offer this service. You mentioned running into a lot of walls and learning a lot of lessons. Like, what are some of those lessons? What's like the top lesson that you would tell somebody thinking about using their digital embellishment press to get into packaging? What would you tell them to really be careful for?
Yeah, I mean, we have people reach out to us every day about digital folding cards.
Yeah,
But if they're not willing to add embellishment to it, it's really not a great fit for us. Just for us, it might be now that we have the laser die cutter,
you're right.
but we were sort of pushing both. If you want embellished folding carton, we're the guys.
Right,
If you just want a standard folding carton, it might not be the best fit for us.
right.
But with the laser cutter, we might change that dialogue a little bit. But
So you're pushing value is what you're saying. That's what.
the value. But trying to upsell someone who calls in and say, I need 1,000 folding cartons for a process, and then trying to upsell them with foil, that's tough because, like I said before, it might be a $2 product going into a $1.50 box, and there's no margins there. So upselling is tough. But if you come into the conversation knowing you need embellishment on your folding carton, knowing you want it, knowing you need it, knowing why you need it,
Right.
then that conversation is much easier, and that price point isn't quite a shock when they see the embellishment on that. So we like the people that come to us and say, hey, we have to have embellishment on this. We had to have a spot UV. Then we'll maybe push the raised UV, something a little more texture, a little more tactile, something they could feel as well as see. Yeah, but we like those customers who know what they want when they come to us.
I remember we had a conversation, Joe, on the last show, I think maybe a couple of years ago, and you had said something to me that really stuck with me, and I still think about almost on a daily basis, is explaining how an incremental increase in your cost for your box can really multiply from a sales volume standpoint. Can you tell us a little bit about like that discussion that you have with customers who are maybe pushing back on price, who are maybe not understanding the value of what it is that you're trying to tell them? Because I thought that argument was, I still think about it almost every day. Like that was really something that stuck with me.
Yeah, yeah. I think what you're talking about, Kevin, was, if you can get that consumer to pick that product up, how much more likely they are going to buy it, right? And there's data behind that. There's science behind it. It's all psychological. People see that bling and they just want to pick that box up. And if they pick it up twice, even greater chance they're going to
Okay.
purchase it. They pick it up 4 times. There's even Vicky Straw just did a great thing with Sappy and
I
Clemson.
heard. Have you
Hers was
seen it
awesome.
yet? Have you
Yeah, I
seen it?
watched it. I was there.
Something we're going to be able to use the tactile, you think?
I loved it. Vicky's great. Vicky
Yeah.
knows her stuff, and she's a great presenter. And hopefully we'll see her in a couple of weeks at Amplify, right? You going to Amplify?
Of course, we have a booth. I
There.
hope to see you there.
Yeah, yeah. So if you can get the consumer to pick the box up, it's such a greater chance they purchase it. So if they purchase only 100 of them with embellishment versus 0 with no embellishment, and they're paying low extra cost, it's a no-brainer financially. It just makes all the sense in the world. If they don't pick it up, and the chance of them purchasing is much lesser. Why would you include embellishment on that box for another 50 cents or 40 cents, whatever it might be?
So that actually brings up a good point. Have you ever offered like A/B testing to some of your customers? Like, so for those of you who don't know what A/B testing is, basically I'll do 200 boxes, 100 with embellishments and 100 without, because everything is digital, so I can. And then put those into 2 different stores and see which ones outsell the other ones. You can also do this with direct mail. You can do this with a lot of different things. But is that something that you've offered to customers? And what has been like the reaction from that?
We all have offered that, Kevin. We've done that testing for them. For a couple customers.
Yeah.
And the reaction from the customer was like, "Oh my God, these are great." But the reaction with the cost difference is what the thing is. So they're just beating us down on cost, and it's not the people I'm talking with. It's the CFOs. It's the financial guys. It's the ones that are saying, "Hey, we're paying way too much for this box." So you got to get that data in front of them and educate those guys on how much embellishment adds to the value or the perceived value of your product.
Right, because the CFO is not dumb. If you say, yeah, it's going to be an extra 20 cents per box, but you're going to sell 30% more, very quickly, that's very, very easy to do.
Right.
Take to say, hey, this is going to be more than worth it. So, very good. Joe, before we open it up we have a couple people in the audience here that might have some questions for you. What are some of the other things that maybe you think would be valuable for us to talk about when it comes to I think the growing and nascent world of digital and short run packaging?
Yeah, we're testing some new product right now, Kevin, that we think is going to be eye-opening for the digital embellishment community and the industry.
Okay.
And that's a embellished corrugate box.
What?
Okay. We're going to be able to embellish corrugated boxes right there at NAPCO.
No way.
Yeah. So you rarely see embellished corrugated, right?
I have never seen embellished corrugated.
Yeah. So we're doing some testing and we're in the final phases of it. And I'm going to show you some samples at Amplify of embellished corrugated boxes.
Is this a scoop? Are you giving us the scoop here?
I'm just letting you know we're right on the verge. We're right on the verge of getting this message out. And I'm hoping to have today to show you, but we're still in the final testing stage.
Fantastic.
I should have some embellished boxes for you to take, corrugated boxes, e-flute, you guys can take a look at.
So who would be a good market for that?
Subscription services, anything online. Online
boxes?
What's
that?
You
do a lot of influencer boxes?
Influencers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short run, low volume, medium run. That will include spot UV and hopefully foil as well.
Yeah, it's funny. This influencer box kit market has just blown up with a lot of the people using digital embellishment. Is that something that you guys do a lot of, or not so much? Is that not really down your?
Yeah, Well, the influencer boxes are usually high-end luxury boxes, right? The
Yeah.
rigid stuff. That's what we do all day, every day is the rigid stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, we do a lot of influencer boxes. You know, short volumes, 100 of these, 500 of these, just to get that product out and get
Yeah.
the social media presence that they're looking for and the feedback. But yes, we do a lot of influencer boxes.
Well, Joe, let's open it up. Marco and Kevin, I know that you guys came in on the call. Do you have any questions for our friend Joe regarding using embellishments or digital packaging, or you can ask him anything that you want, really. I'm going to leave this moment open for you guys.
Nice to hear regarding the corrugated boxes, and it will be directly on a flute, or you will cashier it.
Yeah, it's not direct to print, Marco. It'll be a digitally printed, digitally embellished sheet that is glued and laser cut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Show me. Yeah.
Well,
And again,
nice.
that laser cutter opens that door for us.
well, Joe, you got to let us bang the drum for you when that does come out, because we'd love to show the world the cool stuff that you're doing on that machine. We really wish you the best of luck when it comes to launching your new product. Congratulations on the trifecta of getting that digital printing, embellishment, and cutting all in the B2, all in the digital formats. Phenomenal work. We will be seeing you at Amplify in I think it's in 10 days or 9 days.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you there. Hopefully you guys are going to win an award or two. If you've have you submitted for the Gold Leaf Award?
We did not submit this year. We had some great products, but our customers, you know, we try to keep that stuff. They don't like us. They don't like us putting it out there. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay. Well, listen, we look forward to seeing you there, and hopefully we could do a quick little video on your corrugated product in person at the show.
Love to, Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joe. Thanks everybody for listening in and for your questions, and looking forward to a great next couple of weeks, guys. See you next time.
Thanks, Kevin. Take care. Thanks,
Bye,
Marco.
everybody.
Thanks, Kevin.